evening. It's 11 p.m., 26th of May already. That's a late one for me, so let's start this show. Welcome back. It's the second live stream this week, 26th of May. It's Ascension Day. Only an hour left here in the Netherlands until Friday. Then it will be Happy Friday. So let's quickly move into the code window. In here. What were we going to do today? We are finalizing the Excel add-in and create a pull request to put it into the Microsoft official sample repo. And if we have some time left, I want to have a look at an issue my peer developer MVP. I think he's not an MVP at this time, but maybe he's coming up. Eric Legault, to have a look at the an issue in Outlook. Let's see if I can. I've never done anything in Outlook, but we can at least try if we have some time left. But let's first go into the Excel add-in that we created up to now, and then finalize some README files and some code fix-ups to make it more final. Let's have a look at how it's running if we just kick in F5. Let's hit F5 here and take a sip of my water. We need to keep hydrating. And I probably need to hit the cough button still some more today, because I'm still running into a bit of a cold. At least the application is now booting up, and we have a site-loaded add-in, so that's good news. We should get rid of the 3 buttons over there, because we are not using that right now. Let's try it in the application in Excel, where we hit the task pane button. And we have now 3 buttons, but let's click Hello World. It should do something with the cell in the sheet. It's loading the page. Oh, it was already loaded. I needed to hit the Hello World button there. And that's putting Hello World in cell A1. So that's fairly easy, but it's a start. And the next one is somewhat more complicated. We'll be adding a table to the one of the sheets and putting in a bubble chart. Let's try that as well. So hit the bubble chart to load the page. There are 2 buttons over here. One to create a table, and actually creates it on a new sample sheet. There's the table with some items in there. Now create a bubble chart from this table. It selected some of the columns of the table, and now you see a well-formed bubble chart based on, let's pick Meyer Lemon 5%. That's in here. Let's move the amount from 100 to 1000, and see, yeah, that moves up to the right, and still 5% market share. That's not calculated, I think, but let's make that 50% market share. That's much bigger now. So that's working. So we need to get rid of button 3, 4, and 5 now. We can put some new functions in later. Icarus Headquarters HQ. Hi there, how are you doing today? What time zone are you in again? I tend to forget everything. I have a memory like filter paper. Nothing sticks in the filter. 2202. So you're in England or Ireland, maybe. No, Ireland, I think, is the same time zone as France, is it? Like in the Netherlands. So it must be Britain, Great Britain, England. I'm curious now we are talking about this to see what the time zone is in Ireland. Oh, it's also 22:05. That's interesting. I was kind of expecting, because Ireland is, well, it's always a difficult thing. Is it European or is it British? And you have only the part on the top right as British, and the rest of it should be European. But at least now they are the time zones. I'm always surprised on how time zones are running, because I would expect some sort of a straight line from top to bottom, because that's around the globe. But it's why, for instance, Belarus and Turkey have a different time zone than all these three in the middle. Must be partly political, I think, as well. Well, at least in the Netherlands, it's now 23:06, so 1 hour later. So that's kind of incredible. You're 1 hour behind on the Netherlands. So maybe we can do some predictions on what will happen in an hour. Well, for now, let's move the buttons first out. Option 3, option 4 and option 5 should go from the menu. Let's take that out and have another look. It should be the navigation part, I think. Navigation menu. I think that's the ease of working somewhat in .NET style code, where you just can go into the options here. I think this is option 3, yeah. And we just can take all of these out. And there's no more buttons now. Let's see how this will show on the web page, if the wrapping is right or wrong. Did you have a chance to look at custom functions? No, I did not, really. It's still on my to-do list. We can call another function from C# project. Well, the bubbles are now very wide on each side of the task pane, but yeah, now for demo purposes, it should be okay. The hello world, and then we move to the bubble chart, create a table and a bubble chart. Shows how to create a bubble chart with each of the chart series or bubbles representing a single table row. I think we should put some text in here as well. Maybe we can have a look at what you mean there with where you can call another function from a C# project. Is that just a plain C# project? No, you want to do it in custom functions, so that should be in the context of Blazor, I think. Otherwise you don't have a C# project. Or do you want to call into another project that's next to the so you have a C# project that's exposing a function. And then with custom functions. Let me know what you actually mean there. Because if you are using a web add-in like what we do here, then basically this one, this add-in is a web page, and you have no option to call a function in like uh, a com project, because this one is actually just a website. Where is it? Here. This is just the same website. And I think there's no way to call into a C# project on the side. So it must be within the same application. Intertop, interop. This is the other way around. Exposing .NET Core components to COM, but we are not in COM in our place. Calling .NET methods from JavaScript functions. Oh, you can do that. Yeah, that's basically the other way around, but it's not in a separate project, I think. Although what you see here, assembly name, the app's assembly name. .NET method ID and arguments. But this is the other way around. This is in the inside your Razor page. They are calling. Some code is called here. JS invocable, so that's capable of being invoked by JavaScript function, like in this case here. This will invoke the method Blazor sample. Blazor sample is then the application. Blazor sample has exposed the return array async there. This one. And in this case it's not accepting any parameters. But this will return the result from something like an array 1, 2, 3. Is there some demo code for this? Trigger.NET instance method. This is all from the context of Razor. Yeah, good question. console write line. So it all depends, I think, on the question. If you are invoking, there's a sample, I think, in the samples of the samples repo. Office Add-in samples. There, the original Excel custom functions. As your function. So as your function, I don't want as your function. That's nothing than this. Storage, web worker. README. This sample shows how to use web workers in custom functions to prevent blocking the UI of your Office add-in. I'll learn more on create custom functions in Excel. And your question is, did you have a chance to look at custom functions where you can call other functions from C# project? I do find it interesting to see if we just can put a function in here. Manifest. Co-authoring Excel on the web on Windows connected to blah blah blah. Once both users have loaded the add-in, the custom function shares the results through co-authoring. Okay. This creates a plain function. Star count. Star count, that's the add-in. We already have an add-in loaded. So let's see. What's the result on the star count here? Excuse me. Let's go back to here. So worker JavaScript file. It's all in the same folder. So what I see here, functions. I've been working on this as well. Let's check the manifest first. If you have localhost here, that should have something like functions in here. Functions. There, custom functions. Where the resource ID is OEP custom function script URL. Shared resource, shared runtime. Until the real shared app support is ready. All form factors. Function file, that's the function file. Function file is the HTML page that includes the JavaScript where... Why is it an HTML file? Home.html. That has the functions in it. Let's go into home then. There are functions. Drawable, movable. Well, let's just have a look at this, see how that works. Let me first go into my own project there. Offset in samples, my own. Up to date with main, so that's good. Nothing to get there, and we should have the custom functions already in there. So if we go to this function, this thing here, let's stop that. Don't save it. Then let's find where this is located. Open folder in File Explorer. Then go into the samples here. There's the custom function thingy. And there we have the web worker demo. And there's a manifest in there. So to make it visible to Excel, we need to expose this like sharing. Where is it? Properties, sharing. Let's share that. To me, that's good. Share. Now we have a web worker thingy there, done. Copy this. Copy. Close. Now let's rename this. No, let's rename the other one first. Test. And rename this one to manifest. I'm not sure if the manifest name is required or not. For that reason, I need to go in there, Excel. And go to options. Go into the Trust Center, and then go to Trusted Catalogs, and then we should be able to add this one. Web worker. Show in menu. Okay, okay, okay. Close Excel. Start Excel again. Let's have a look. Open this and insert my add-ins. Shared folder. There's the web worker thingy. That's good. Add. Got it. Show the web worker task pane. That's showing the bouncing ball. That's interesting. Then we have some options to the functions there. Upload the add-in, that's done. Now is equals to web worker sample dot test2. Equals to web worker sample test2. Copy. Busy. Then error. That's giving an error as promised. Copy. So this one was obstructing, this one is not. Test UI thread. If you open the task pane, you will see an animated bouncing ball. You can see that the effect of blocking the UI thread by entering web sample test UI thread 5000 into a cell. That's the test UI thread, that's the bottom one. If you make that 5000. What is it, 50,000? 50,000. Now the ball stops and continues. When using shared runtime, custom functions block the UI for the Office add-in and will when they will run. If you have a long-running custom function, this can cause poor performance of your add-in UI when the spreadsheet is calculated. For example, if someone has a table of thousands of rows, each of which is calling a long-running function, this can lead to a UI being blocked during the recalculation. You can unblock the UI by using the web workers to do calculations for your custom functions. You can use a sample in the browser. The add-in web will also serve from this repo to GitHub. Download the manifest. That's really the one on GitHub itself. We did the local version. Choose Excel and open new document. Browse to the manifest add-in file and select upload. That's what we basically did in the local version. Verify the add-in is loaded successfully. You will see a web worker task pane button on the home blah blah blah. So which one is using the worker then? When a custom function needs to use a web worker, we turn the calculation into a job and dispatch it to the web worker. The dispatch calculation job function takes function name and parameters for the custom function and creates a job object that is posted to the web worker. For more details, see blah blah blah. Web worker runs the job and returns the result. The web worker runs the job specified in the job object to do the actual calculation. The web worker code is in separate file functions worker. The functions worker will receive a message containing the job to run, invoke a function to perform the calculation, call post message to post the result back to the main thread. Okay. Most of the previous code handles the error case and promise case process with process results from the web worker. The functions JS, when a new web worker is created, is provided a callback function to process the results. So the top one should be running. If we make this 5,000, 50,000, that's mentioned it's busy, and then it's showing the results. So this is the web worker example. What's this? With a promise, 50,000. Busy, and then there's the result. That immediately gives an error. Like the wrong data type. Yeah, cool. So let's have a look at the code there. We need to go into, where is it? Here. Command code dot. So this is the draw ball function thingy. All in JavaScript. You should do the same thing with C# for fun. I wonder if we could do the same in what's it called in C# in Blazor. How is this used? Get context, clear rect. Do we have all this information also in Blazor? Function animate. This is just to fix Office. Timer every, what's it, 10 10 milliseconds. So let's have a look at the functions. There's the functions thing. Just to load the functions. That's this one. That's a custom function. There's custom functions as well. Dispatch calculation job. This function will show what happens if the calculations are run on the main thread. Kind of interesting to see if we can do C# code for this. There's functions, test UI. These are the ones that are exposed and having a parameter. And this is the workers. So this one contains, these are the custom functions. Should be able to mix and match that. So what if I just put in as a hidden thingy there in our own project? Where's the manifest here? Well, let's first wrap up the thing that we plan to do. Create a repo that's ready to put in for a pull request. Then we can put in the Easter eggs if we want to. Let's have a look at the README here. If that's all right. Can we also preview a markdown? Google preview markdown Visual Studio 2022. The Markdown editor extension for Visual Studio to take advantage of the newer interfaces. Let's have a look at that. Markdown editor version 2 by Mats Christensen. There it is. Download. open. Select the product you want to install. Yes. Wow. Serves Hub. Blah blah blah. That's a lot. Oh, waiting on the following project. We can wait a long time if we don't just stop the Visual Studio version, I think. Still, yeah, Visual Studio Enterprise Preview, nothing anymore. That will put it side by side, that's nice. Dark mode. I just noticed that if I'm coughing, also the music will be muted. I'm waiting for this thing from Beacon. Beacon.com, I think. Like the mix create. And if we want to buy that, buy now, it is available apparently. The black one is sold out already. Come on, guys. I wanted to buy the black one, buy the black one. But it's my birthday coming up, so I'm not allowed to buy anything until my birthday has happened. Otherwise, I might be interfering with my other people who want to buy things like this for me. Is it already installed now? Yes, it was already installed. Go back to Visual Studio there. Excel Blazor Add-in. Oh, what's this? It's trying to open the README file. Close all tabs. All tabs. So it failed on the initial load apparently. But this is really nice. Can we... Yeah, we can make that smaller also. How do we know how much it zoomed? Like 191? That's the other one. And I want to make that readable for you. Terrible. This sample shows how to build an Excel add-in using .NET Blazor technologies. Blazor WebAssembly allows you to build add-ins using C# and JavaScript to interact with the Office.js API. The add-in uses JavaScript to work. Where is it? Work with the document and let's go in here. to build the user interface and all other non-Office interactions with C# and .NET Blazor technologies. Work with Blazor WebAssembly in the context of Office. Build cross-platform Office add-ins using Blazor, C# and JavaScript. Interrupt. Initialize the Office JavaScript API in Blazor context. Interact with Excel to manipulate worksheets. Interact with workbook content through the Office JavaScript these APIs. Applies to Excel on the web, Windows and Mac, that's all true. Microsoft 365, get a free developer sandbox. Let's see if the link's working. It probably is working, but my Edge is acting up because it's opening some warning on that Internet Explorer retiring on June 15. That's about time, I think, but at least that will be in there. Where is this? Let's try that again. The markdown can go now. Let's click this one, copy and put that in the stream, in the chat box. If you want to use that, you can do that. Close this one, and for now close this, and there's the other one. Close that and try this again. Yeah, the free sandbox, that's still working. You can get a free Microsoft 365 E5 Instant Sandbox. That's really cool. You get 25 user licenses for development purposes. If you haven't already done so, make sure you do this, because that's a real good deal to just do your testing and your development using Office 365, Microsoft 365, without paying a dime for it. It will be free and will be active for 90 days. But it will be extended after the 90 days if there's activity on the tenant. So if you really use it, then it still will be extended next run for another 90 days. And until it's not used anymore, then they will drop it off. Download or clone this repository, that's what we did. Open Visual Studio 2022. And open the Office add-in samples Excel Blazor add-in. That's not right. That should be let's have a look. Office add-in samples, and then go to Blazor add-in. Blazor add-in. Blazor add-in, like this. This will be the path. I think this one will also be needed because we need the solution there. So this is the path that we need in the README. Starting with samples, copy. Let's move that into here. Content type, technology, this is today is 26 of May. Oh, 26 is in here. We have this US format, 05. Where's the path there? Really pain in the rear. Office add-in samples, there we have samples. It will be stored in here. Samples, Blazor Add-in, Excel Blazor Add-in. Samples, Blazor Add-in, Excel Blazor Add-in. And there's the solution file. So that's there, so that's right. That's fixed. One bug down. Maybe we should force a new line in there. Open the let's put some thingy in there. To make it more readable. Choose start debugging, or press F5 to start the solution. When Excel opens, choose home, show task pane. Is that still how it's named? This is the other project. Don't save that. Let's run this. Oh, where is it? Here. F5. Some sound from the other room. Show task pane. This is the other one that we basically want to remove. Insert my add-ins. We need to do that in a different manner. Go to options, then go to Trust Center, Trust Add-in catalogs. Let's remove that. Remove. Clear. Yes. Clear. Clear. Okay. 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 Stop this. Don't save. Now let's run it again. F5. Got it. Show task pane on the commands group. Is that right? Choose home, show task pane, that's good. Next, try out the controls. Understand an Office add-in Blazor. An Office add-in is a web application that extends Office with additional functionality for the user. For example, an add-in can add ribbon buttons, task pane, or content pane and functionality you want. Because an Office add-in is a web application, you must provide a web server to host the files. Building an Office add-in as a Blazor WebAssembly allows you to build a .NET Core compliant website that interacts with Office.js APIs. If your background is with VBA, Visto and COM add-in development, you find that building an Office add-in using Blazor WebAssembly is a familiar development technique. True. Key parts of the sample. The sample uses Blazor WebAssembly file that runs cross-platform in various browsers supporting WebAssembly. The Blazor WASM app demonstrates some basic Excel functions. The purpose of this sample is to show how to build and interact with Blazor, C# and JavaScript interop options. If you're looking for more examples of interacting with Excel and Office JavaScript APIs, see Script Lab. Let's click on that. Get Script Lab, and that's unreachable. because the link is not correct. Okay, that's good. Good to have that checked as well. So we need to go into here. And there's this issue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There it is. Save. And this is probably also an issue in the Word README. So we need to go into there as well. Blazor page. The pages folder contains the Blazor pages such as hello world.razor. I'm not thinking this is still hello world. We now have in Excel pages bubble chart or index.razor. So this should be index, and we can't edit that one. Contains this should be index. Index.razor. These also contain two code behind pages. Hello world.razor, no. That's called index. .razor CS, and this is also index. .razor.js. The C# file first establishes an interrupt connections with the JavaScript file. Protected override. Oh. Override async task on after render async. First render. So let's have a look at the code there. That's the C# file, that's this one. Why is my lens not working? Oh, there it is, so just some delay. Protected override async task. Protected override async task on after render async. Bool first render. If first render, then it will invoke the JavaScript engine. Loading. Import pages index.razor.js. Yes, that's correct. For any events that need to interact with the Office document, the C# file calls through the interrupt to the JavaScript file. This one won't be valid for the Excel demo, so we need to go in here. C#. Private async task insert paragraph, but we say in this case we say hello button. Copy. Hello button. Await.js module invoke async, and then it's called insert paragraph, but it should be called hello button. The JavaScript runs the code to interact. Where is it? With the document. That should be with the worksheet. And returns. And then we need need to copy the function in there, the hello button function, from the index file there. That's a function like this. Copy. Oh. JavaScript, that should be in here. That's a straight copy, plain copy, so that should be 100% okay then. The fundamental pattern, including the following step. Call JavaScript runtime invoke async to set up the intro between C# and JavaScript. Call JS module invoke void async. Yeah, that's the second step of this one. JS module. We start with the JS runtime. Invoke async, that's true. Then JS module invoke void async. This one. To call the JavaScript function from your C# code. Call the Office JS APIs to interact with the worksheet. That should say worksheet. Worksheet from JavaScript, code. We'd love to get feedback about this sample. Please send your feedback to us in the issue section of this repository. Questions about developing Office add-ins should be posted in Microsoft Q&A. Let's check if the link is working. It looks like the link is it's adding the language locale for the link, so that should be good. Let's have a look at this here. Yes, the locale is inserted into the link using the Office.js dev tag. Create a Blazor WebAssembly Excel add-in. Authors, that's me. Let's see if the link there is working. Let's go to the Microsoft MVP profile. Why is this so slow? That's me. Wow, 16 MVP awards already. Hopefully that will getting a 17th in July. I don't know. The link is functional, so that's good. Create version history. Version 1 will be, what is today? May 27. Sometime the date will be changed, probably. Copyright, maat van stam, MIT. Oh, I also need to put in all the copyright things. This project has adopted the Microsoft Open Code source code of conduct. That's working, I think, yes. For more information, see the code of conduct frequently asked questions, or contact opencode@microsoft.com with an additional question or comments. So that should be good. Telemetry thingy in here. SharePoint PnP.com, Office add-in samples. that should be samples Blazor Add-in. Copy. Excel Blazor Add-in, that's correct. So this should be good. Now we have to check on all the eraser files, if they have copyright in there, like this. Copy, let's see the other one. That's also in there. This one has a copyright. And this one. JavaScript. This one doesn't have a copyright because the copyright is here by someone else. I think I put that in here. I don't see it in here. I mentioned that this one was from somewhere else. I think this function, create bubble chart. Here, this sample is extracted from the helper tool called Script Lab. Create bubble chart. Copy. Google. JavaScript. Let's find that in here. Search. All got a GitHub. Created that. There's no reference in so let's pick this one up then, the JavaScript function there, and make that copyright by Microsoft. Because it's in the demo of Script Lab and it's not my code. Let's check this one. There's my copyright in there. Index.html, there's copyright in there. CSS. I'm not sure if we should put it in the CSS as well. Blazor Add-in. CMD code dot. Let's check the word add-in. In the CSS app, there's no copyright in there. There's one in there. Program. There's not one in program. I think because that's generated. We should update the components maybe. before checking in. And maybe also the ID. I think I already did that for this one. I generated a new one, I think. I think I completely copied everything here from the other one. Type workbook. I think that should be good. Otherwise, David can check that. So we're close to getting checked everything in now. One final run to see if it's still working. And otherwise we can check this in and create a pull request. So run this. It's already running, so let's start it again. Close. Exit. Nothing left. Create bubble. Let's go in here to the profile because we have to go back there in a minute. Let's run this F5. Oh, I also need to check the other thingy. Hello world. That's the this is server running and it's side loading here. Now we are in Excel. We're going to do some hello world stuff there. Hello world, and it's an error. Why do we have an error? Reload. Why is it giving an error? I haven't changed the thing. I think. Could not find something. What is this doing here? After started. So what's the change here then? The hello world is failing, so what did I do there? How did I mess up the hello world thingy there? Go to, good that we have source code checked in. So let's have a look at the changes there. Git changes. The index razor. That should not show any changes. Oh, there we are. I accidentally cut out the function. So I see the benefit of putting things in your source control again. So you can always look back and see what you messed up in your code by accident. So I'm going to put that back into what it was. And let's check this one as well. I think I made some changes. Yeah, the copyright is the only thing that we needed to put in there. That's good. Navigation menu to remove the 3 buttons. And this should not be done, so we can revert that. And we should revert this one. And terrible. Delete that one. So let's go back to the folder there. And let's have a quick check. I better do that using Visual Studio here. Let's move in here, samples, custom functions. I messed up things in here. So the manifest is now back and localhost is back. So that should be okay now. What I do need to do here is go into this folder and do some checks on the Word. Where is it? Blazor Add-in here, the Word, Blazor, and then this one. Because there's some fixes to be made there as well in the README. Solution items, README. There we go, over this again. Samples here, this is all unchanged, but let's check the links here as well. That's working. Download the clone this repository, that's probably changed. No, that's the right one, so that's good. But this one is changed. Samples Word, that should be samples Blazor Add-in. Copy. We move that into a subfolder to also add the Excel add-in. Let's find the folder there. There. Blazor Add-in. Let's quickly check that with the Explorer. Samples, Blazor Add-in, Word, Blazor Add-in, and then the solution file. That's correct. And then from the top of my head there is an issue with one of the links below. All explaining things, and then the link to ScriptLab, that's probably failing. See, that's a double HTTPS in there. Can you imagine it was reviewed I think 12 times by 12 people, but still this is not caught by anyone. There's the link, Script Lab. There is twice HTTPS in there. Let's take that out. And also there's, I think this one, yeah, we fixed that. I changed that in the Excel to open the, where is it? Run the sample thing there. Open the, and then I did put a semicolon in there and a break to make more readable in smaller context. I think that's better looking. Then create Blazor Assemble. Let's check this one. That's working. Microsoft Q&A, that was one working, I think. Yes. Version checked in. Copyright by me. I wouldn't care less, but there it is. Check, check, double check. Okay, that looks good. So with that we can close this one. That's the Word version. It should reflect in the Excel file. Git changes. There's a word change in README. There we are. The URL's changed. The bug is removed from there. And nothing else. That's good. So ready to roll. We first need to just test again if it's now fixed. The hello world thingy. F5. Oh, it's still running here. Let's quit that for now. Don't save that. Remove that and start fresh. F5. And now we should have a nice fresh Excel add-in there. If it will start the server, yes, it's starting the server. Happy Friday, by the way. It's already Friday over here. There we are, loading the add-in. Clicking Hello World. It should now, yeah, it's now working. Going to the bubble chart thing. Loading, still working. Create a table on a new spreadsheet, worksheet. Then create a bubble chart from this nice table. And it did. There we have this nice bubble chart. I'm always impressed by the way these bubble charts are created. You can simply style it to something else. Wow, somewhat 3D like thingies. So that's good. That all works. We can extend it in future with adding new functionality in there, more sample demos, but for now it's showing how to use Excel. I think one of the next things would also be like putting in custom functions, like the equal to some function thing, and put that in there. And now it will fail, but that will be a nice feature. We can also do that in the Blazor add-in. And then specifically if we do things like creating a C# function instead of a JavaScript function to interact with these custom functions, that would be really nice if that's possible. My guess is it is possible, but let's find it out in one of the next streams. And when you're in the next stream, just make sure you follow and subscribe, or on Twitch follow as well, so you don't want to miss that. So close this one, don't save that, because that's just a temp file. This all works apparently. Close all the files in here for now to make sure that we don't have anything left there. Go back to the Git changes, review the changes for today, like the bubble chart is just copyright thing. The nav menu removed the buttons. The readme is now functional, fixed the bug. Also updated the Word readme because it's relocated now to a different folder. It used to be in the Word Blazor Add-in folder under samples. We now create an interim folder to accommodate both Excel and Word, and we also will put in like an Outlook and what's the other one, PowerPoint add-in at some time. So that's good. Reviewed readme files and minor fixes to finalize for pull request. Let's commit that and sync. So with that, we should now be able to close this and go to GitHub, to the repository, add in samples. We just checked something in, found potential security vulnerabilities. That's probably one of the other samples, but for now we can ignore that thing. We checked things in, recent pushes less than a minute ago. That should be right. If we compare this, we don't want to create a pull request. This branch is up to date with samples main. But not if we switch to the Blazor Excel Add-in branch. That should contain all the commits, 3 commits ahead. So we need to bring that in. Create the Excel Blazor Add-in boilerplate, add it to demos, hello world, and that's already changed now. Plus some minor fixes, reviews readme file, minor fixes plus review. That's adding a lot of files. Adding, and then adding. To the main repo, that's just adding things, except for the Word file, because this one will move things from a different folder. Sample Word Blazor Add-in, Word Blazor Add-in is moved to Blazor Add-in Word, and then something. Yeah. File renamed without changes. except for the readme, I think. What's this? Shared? Renamed. Why is this considered to be new? Main layout. Oh, these are the samples, Blazor Add-in. These are the new ones. Logo files. This is just the matter of moving things. Samples, Blazor Add-in, Blazor Add-in, Word Blazor Add-in. Yeah, that's also moving the file. Interesting that some of the files are considered to be just renamed without changes, and other ones are considered to be new. I wonder why. Okay, create a pull request. Base should be, that's the original one, and we are pushing my branch in there. Able to merge, can be merged. Create a pull request. And the pull request, let's duplicate, we'll just go in here. And let's see how we call the other pull request. Pull request and no longer open. We call this one Office Add-in built on Blazor WASM technology. Oh. Let's pull that side by side. We'll go under the chat window, but who cares? So let's have a look here. Open the pull request. Let's call that Office Excel Add-in. Was it a bug fix? No. Nope. Well, let's just make that no. Is it a new feature? Yes, it is. A new sample? Yes, it is. Related issues? No. Somewhere like this. Preview. Oh, there's a question mark. There should be no question marks in there. Because I'm quite confident, and it's not the question. What's in this pull request? Copy. Initial pull request to bring Office Excel. add-in based on Blazor WebAssembly technology using Blazor.NET Core, C# and JavaScript interop. Also moved the Word Blazor WebAssembly to sit side by side to the Excel Blazor WebAssembly, allowing to add samples for Outlook and what is it, PowerPoint? Future as well. Guidance. Just handle as a common Office user. Blazor WebAssembly will be handled just like any other add-in cross-platform environment. Copy. Read me MD file in each sample. Each of the samples. Good. I think that's it. Let's preview that. Yeah. Allow edits and access to secrets by maintainers. Do we have secrets there? I don't have any secrets, I think. Create pull request. Let's do it. Let's hit the bell there. It should be in by now. There's no conflicts. All checks. This branch has no conflict with the base branch. Only those with write access to the repository can merge pull requests, and that's not me. And let's bring in some reviewers. Can we do that? Reviewers. Let's put in Debugging. What's his name? David Chestnut. David Chestnut. There it is. And Eric Legault. Let's find his name there. Elegold. 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 What is this typing wrong again? Elegold. Why is that not showing? Eric Legault. Nothing. It's not possible to put him on a review. No, it's not possible to put him in. pending review. That's what I did here. I moved the Blazor to new subfolder. To a new subfolder called Blazor Add-in. If you have a sample to share on Outlook, you can add it there side by side to the Word and Excel Blazor add-in. Called, and I did not paste it in apparently. Comment. Good. I think we are all done now. That's crazy. That's my second sample then. Well, second. I also created the samples together with David and the, where is it? The Office Add-ins samples, the Hello World samples. Where is it? Hello World samples in here. To explain in plain, simple context how you can create your starter add-in and go ahead from there. So if you want to build your own add-ins, you can simply clone this one, the Hello World items, and then run F5 again. I think. Now this one doesn't have the F5 option. For that reason, the Blazor add-in is much more. Much easier to adopt if you just go to well, even now it's in the it's not visible in the main branch here until it's accepted the pull request, but you can go into the Word Blazor thing to just adopt the Blazor add-in. That in here again. Well, that means we are kind of finished for today. It's a little bit of a short stream today because it was Ascension Day and we had quite some delay to start. I think we lost 2 hours there. But on the other hand, it's our national day off, and I actually should not be streaming anyway, but I did because I like doing that. What's there to say? So we wrapped up the Excel add-in now, and we have the Word add-in, Blazor add-in also available. So next week we need to think of something else. Maybe there's the question from Icarus HQ about the function. What, my light is really bright if I look at the screen. Maybe I should lower it a little bit. Or adjusting my camera. That should also be an option. For now, it's happy Friday again. It's 27th of May already. And next Tuesday I will be up and running again for extending our website, the Office, no, not the Office, the softsoftware.com website, and we added the entity framework identity to that, and that's also finished. So we are now able to put some authorized pages in there to update all kinds of things there. And that means we can now add forms, Blazor forms, into the website, and that will be a new challenge for newbie Blazor people. And I'm one of the newbie Blazor people, and we are learning both together with that. Good, thanks everyone. Have a great weekend, and see you next Tuesday. Then see you next. Bye bye.